Hey, this is Tony with a Y, the simple guy, coming to you again. But I'm in a different location, as you can see in the background. I decided to add a little bit of flair for the reason that this episode, we're going to be going through another chapter, and we're going to be talking about one of the keys to becoming an effective reader. Okay, and once again, highlighter. Yes. Ink pen, colorful cards, colorful cards, colorful cards, colorful cards, colorful cards. And as I always say, glasses. Tony with the Y, the simple guy, teaching you S.S.P, simple success principles. I just lost my place here. Okay. I think, yeah, I have to find my place here. The other me. Okay. And then, yeah, I think we're in chapter 9. I think we're in chapter 9. So we'll go to chapter 9. If not, we'll go back and read. It's a short chapter. Uh, and then I'm going to talk about some things at the end. So I'm sitting in another room, and I just want to give you a little bit of flavor as far as Tony with the Y, the simple guy. I may be doing another episode in this same room. It's a children's room. It's for children. It's one of the places in my church that we have books, 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 and we have games. We have uh, writing on the walls for the children. Plus, we have this painting that was done by one of our own women of God that was here that did this painting in the background. And I just want to add a little bit more flair, a little bit more flavor. Plus, you see the cross behind me and a little bit of it. You won't get the full effect of it. So let me read, and then we're going to go into one of the keys for effective reading, the skill to master. It says, no sooner had the other Eric Bratton pulled out of the drive in his new shiny black Jaguar that the phone began to ring. My first instinct was to reach over and answer it. After all, I was Eric Bratton too. But I restrained myself. After the third ring, the answer machine clicked on. It was a woman's voice, a voice I knew instantly and immediately. Immediately. It was my wife. Hey, it's me. I'm calling here because the office said you went home for some reason, she began. I hope everything's okay. Listen, I only have a minute. Some things haven't changed, I thought. But I wanted to let you know that things are going great. I made an unbelievable purchase of 30 pieces in Florence, and tomorrow I'm off to Madrid. Call me at the hotel later. Don't worry about the time. Love you. Bye. The answer machine clicked off. I'd been so wrapped up in my dilemma, I completely forgot about Elaine. My Elaine, I mean his Elaine, was apparently doing just fine, living her dream of traveling the world and buying art. But what was my Elaine doing? I wondered. Was she worried? Did she even exist anymore? Only time would tell. I spent the rest of the afternoon reading one of my books, trying to make sense of the situation. It was amazing. Or I say amazing, amazing. Okay. That chapter was very short, so it gives me time to go over some things as far as some things that I want to explain. There was a key word in there, immediately and instantly. Instantly, immediately means right away. It means you didn't wait to do anything. You just did it right away. Okay? So, one of the key skills to reading, remember I talked about read, R-E-A-D. R being ready, as I'm recapping. R being ready. A being enthusiastic about reading. You know, that's E. A is having a great attitude about reading. Let me turn this up a little bit here. Give me a little bit more light. A being having a great attitude about reading, and D being determined, driven, disciplined. Doing something every day. That's all it is, and not letting any driven, not uh, letting any distractions getting in the way when it comes to reading. Okay. And so one of the skills that we have here that I read over these 4 skills, I said, listen and learning. Uh, what were the 4 skills? Listen and learn, repeat and recall, visualize and understand, and number 4, consistent practice. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about number 1. Number 1 was listen and learning. Okay, it's important that we listen. There's hearing and then there's listening. They're 2 different things. And so we want to make sure that we're not only hearing what we are reading, but we're listening to what we're reading. It takes it to another level when you're listening to a reading. I remember my mom when she used to talk to me and she was scolding me and she said, do you hear what I'm saying? And I hear you. She said, but are you listening? Are you listening to what I'm saying? And the key to me listening to what my mother was saying was that whatever I was doing that I wasn't supposed to do, I didn't do it anymore. So if I did, then she would come back to me and I would get reprimanded. She would reprimand me. I'll just put it that way. In a way that she got my attention and she would make sure that the next time I was listening to the words that she was saying. And so have you ever had a parent or someone have a conversation with you and all of a sudden they say, did you hear what I said? And you say, yeah, I heard what you said. And you say, are you listening to what I said? And they say, I'm listening, but yet they're off watching TV or listening to something or texting or looking at a video. Sometimes my granddaughter, I love her, and I'd be talking to her, and I said, are you here? Did you hear? I said, did you hear what I said? Yeah, I heard what you said. I said, did you listen to what I said? And she said, yeah, I listened. I said, well, all right, repeat back to what I just said. Yeah, that lets me know that she was not listening to me. So what we do is we cut out all the distractions, turn the electronic devices off, tablets and laptops and cell phones and stuff like that. Turn those things off. TV, turn those things off. Radio, if you have a radio, I'm dating myself, and turn those distractions off so that you get their undivided attention. So they're actively listening to you. That's what listening is. You actively are paying attention to what's being said. So number 1 of the 4 keys to reading is listen and learning. Because see, when you listen, you'll learn something. Okay? So start by listening to me reading aloud, which you just did. Pay close attention to the sounds and words I say. So I'm going to go back over this chapter a little bit, and I'm going to read a couple paragraphs, and I want you to listen so that you can learn what I'm saying. It said, no sooner had the other Eric Bratton pulled out of the drive in his shiny black Jaguar that the phone began to ring. My first instinct, and I'm going to go over that word, was to reach over and answer it. After all, I was Eric Bratton too. But I restrained myself after the 3rd ring. The answer machine clicked on. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Some keys here. Said no sooner, he's a person that is probably wealthy or well-to-do or very successful. Why? Because the key was his shiny new black Jaguar. Okay, that should tell you something. Jaguars, they cost some money. And he's probably doing well since he bought himself a Jaguar, which is a high-end car, right? And then he said instinct, meaning he started to do something before the other person did it. So instinct is something that you don't think about. It's just second nature. So it was automatic. If a phone rings, he wanted to answer it right away, right? But he caught himself saying, "That's not for me. That's for my other Eric Bratton, the one that's 10 years in the future, my future Eric Bratton." And so he let the phone ring and then the answer machine. He said, "But I restrained myself." The word restrain means to just not do what you were going to do. That's what it means. You like you're at the dinner table and there's a last piece of chicken sitting on a plate, and your first instinct, like you said, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna take that chicken. It's the last piece. I'm gonna take that. That's called instinct. You think to yourself, you're gonna react. You're gonna take the chicken, right? But then you say, "No, I'm not gonna take the chicken. I'm going to be nice and I'm going to allow somebody else to take the last piece of chicken." That's restraining yourself from doing what you were first and intentionally were going to do. Your first move was to take the chicken, but you restrained yourself. You said, "Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be polite and I'm going to allow somebody else to take the last piece of chicken." And restraining yourself calms you. You're not anxious. You're not. Your first instinct, you get all excited. Your second one, you're calm, right? And you say, "Okay, I'm not going to do." And when you restrain yourself, what happens is you think about what the consequences are going to be if you react to something too early or out of character, because people may not think that that's you. And so I wanted to give you that key. Remember, number one, listening and learning. Start by listening to me reading aloud, which you are doing. Pay close attention to the sounds and words I say. So we're going to work on that. And in the next episode, we're going to talk about number two, repeat and recall. And so we're going to talk about those things. So this is TonY with the Why, the Simple Guy. I'm so happy for you that you're along on this journey with me and we're getting these things done. And when we're done with this book, I'm going to be talking about some other things. And I may bring in another book for us to read. I may bring in a shorter book for us to read. It's only a couple pages. But then we're going to start working on some skills. So this is TonY with the Why, the Simple Guy. I'm pointing at you because I am so proud of you for hanging in there with me and doing the things that you are doing in order for you to get where you want to go. So I say this all the time when I sign off. Dream big, because you'll never be bigger than your dreams. But keep it simple. Think big, but keep it simple, right? That's me, TonY with the Why, the Simple Guy. I dream big, but I keep it simple. And I'm going to close with this. If you out there right now choose to be the best leader that you can be, I, TonY with the Why, the Simple Guy, can help you become the best reader that you can be. Because reading is fundamental. Take care, take charge. I'll talk with you later. Signing off now.